Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up,
For
It's the episode after Family Friendly.
dude, what if they go to view the one right after the family friendly episode?
Then
Yeah,
them
well,
too.
you. We're twisted.
Yeah.
That episode, guys,
Evil episode.
went off without a hitch. I think we got them. I think they think we're just kind of, well, me, a Christian, apparently. I'm really into Jesus and stuff. And
Yeah, full-on rape philanthropist.
yeah. Yeah. And I think they think we're probably pretty just nice guys. Just all around good guys. You guys came in clutch with the speak pipes.
Yeah, guys, real clutch shit
Yeah,
there.
that was awesome. Thank you so much. And it's now the channel trailer on the for the YouTube page in case anybody meanders and finds it. Okay.
Yeah, to trick those stupid bastards into getting the wrong idea.
Yeah. And for those of you that clicked on it and within the first 10 minutes clicked off of it because you're like, what the hell's going on? I can assure you it gets more crass as the episode goes.
I kind of forget the point of the
At
episode.
some point. And there's definitely some heavy giggles once the speak pipes come in.
Yeah, that's the ad for the last episode.
Yeah.
Now for this one, who's your favorite rock and roller? What's your favorite heavy metal band? And your 5 favorite cuss words, non-slurs.
Non-slurs?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was about ready to
Shit,
spit them out.
That's a good
I was
one.
about to start spitting them out, but non-slurs. Dad
Bitch.
Nabbit. You ever heard that one?
Oh, yeah.
That one's pretty good. I
That's
like
a
it
good
when like the characters in cartoons come up and they can't curse and they just go like, and they're little son of a, and they just it's like a stream of nothing, but you kind of suspect it's cuss words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, not on the evil episode. Fuck cartoons.
Yeah.
I like
fuck
cartoons. I like porn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's also that moral oral show, and that's a kind of a stop motion claymation type show. I think. Yeah. But that one's
Claymation's twisted.
That one's pretty sick and twisted. I think a child becomes gets a dominatrix in that show, which I don't think there's anything more twisted than that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are the other Adult Swim shows? There's that one where like the dog is
Robot Chicken.
yeah, Robot Chicken.
I love Robot Chicken.
What's that dog show where like the dog's fucking evil as hell and it protects that little kid?
Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, it's not Scrappy Doo.
Dog's evil and he protects a kid.
Yeah, it's kind of a recent show. Like we weren't kids when it came out.
Oh, then I don't know the last time I've watched like TV, like Adult Swim TV.
Yeah.
Is it on? If it's on HBO.
I put my kids on like regular TV one time, and when the ads pop up, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, what it? We're just watching something about shampoo, Mom. Like, where did the show go? And we had to explain to
Are you
them.
not subscribed to the Patreon, Daddy?
Yeah. We had to explain to them what an advertisement was, and it's kind of awesome that because very early on, I think by her age, I knew what an ad was. But that just speaks to how complex and how subliminal marketing has become that she doesn't even know what the fucking ad is. I'm like, half the things you watch are ads. I can assure you. They're just not in your face like an ad break is in the middle of your Scooby-Doo.
They'll miss the childhood experience of like falling asleep to Cartoon Network and waking up to Adult Swim and getting like risque commercials in between.
Oh, dude, Girls Gone Wild. I would sometimes stay up just to see the Girls Gone Wild ones because that was like a 10-minute commercial.
Those commercials would definitely help me stay up.
Yeah. And then sometimes,
Otherwise,
even later, if you fall asleep, wake up at 3 a.m., there's a guy in QVC trying to sell you 40 swords for $60.
TV got real grim at like 4 a.m. It was just so boring.
A guy desperately trying to sell you swords.
Yeah.
He's like, please,
That's when you
please, God, buy these.
give up, go back to Boomerang or something. Yeah, it's just yeah. TV sucks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna raise my kids on just podcasts, and then one day they'll find out about TV and be like, "Holy shit, this is way better." Wow, there's a whole world out there. But
I think I've done the
will be
reverse
raised.
where I've spoiled. Did I talk last episode about? No, because it was a family friendly episode. I don't think I talked about Madeline playing Minecraft. She's like on this completely modded version of Minecraft now. It's called All the Mods 10, and I'm utilizing. Did I talk about this?
I think like 2 episodes ago, but go
no,
on.
No, no. This has not happened
This
yet.
is new.
The
Okay.
actual part has not happened since that episode, or it has happened since that episode. That very expensive and nice server that Stalt used the company credit card to pay for. Basically it's just a Minecraft server on it that all my friends on Discord are playing on now, and also happens to be the server that Madeline plays on. And I just told him, I was like, look, a 6-year-old girl's on here, so don't like have anything crass on like your signs in your house or anything. And one of the girls that's in Discord, Kara, she heard that Madeline's playing on the Minecraft server and is just like, ee! Like, ee, little girl is on here. And basically one day Madeline was like, hey, I want to play Minecraft. And I was like, honey, I'm in the middle of editing and doing work. And she comes over here and I'm just like playing another game. And she's like, this is work. And I said, yes, it is. But you go play Minecraft. She was playing Minecraft, and I have my friends babysitting my daughter. It's basically what I'm saying. Like, awesome. Kara and Fungal brought Madeline on a quest, and I didn't get any fucking work done because the entire time she is screaming in the office. It's so weird how instantly she knows Kara is a girl because her name's Kara. So she's like, me and Kara are best friends because we're both girls. But then the guy named Fungaltoe, because his name has fungal in it, she's just instantly does not like Fungal. Keep in mind, she's not speaking to them on Discord.
He's okay.
They're just
a British accent.
No, I would, I love these guys. These are some of my best friends. I'm not going to put my 6-year-old kid into Discord to talk to them. So they're just communicating as you do on Minecraft.
What's your daddy's credit card?
Through like
sweetie?
typing, And it takes Madeline so fucking long to type. She'll stop and just like to type thank you is like a minute. It'll take her a full ass minute.
Yeah.
And Kara loves it and is like absolutely having a blast. Fungal is on the spectrum and very impatient. And so he will just like wait for like 30 seconds and be like, I gotta go. And just like runs. Dude, he's made an enemy out of himself just by running ahead. I can hear her screaming over there, just like, Fungal won't wait. He's not waiting for me. Carl will wait all day, but Fungal just keeps going. And like, Fungal will try to make amends and be like, hey, I got you something. And she'll just be like, whatever. Like, just brushes it off to the side instantly. But it's kind of awesome. I've kind of turned my Discord into like kind of like a babysitting area where they now babysit my kids on games.
Almost can't imagine a worse group to babysit a child, but I'm glad it's working out well.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's a barrier of communication between the people and my child.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're pretty rough in there. Yeah. There's lots of there's no like light jabs, no light conversational jabs in that Discord. We go for the throat, and you have to be able to take that. And frankly, I don't think Fungaltoe can take what Madeline's dishing out, is what I'm saying. Because her critiques are straight to the point. Okay, if I go and talk to her about something, she goes, Dad, your point's great, but your breath fucking reeks and you should kill yourself. And I go, oh, fuck.
Fungal is an impatient, autistic British bastard.
And that's a quote from Madeline. Okay, yeah. That's a direct quote from her mouth. Yeah, she has a way of just, she can just cut right to the point. Sometimes it hurts, and I just don't think they're ready for her.
I've been, in my IRL friend Discord, I've been trying to introduce more of an era of peace and keeping the jabs. You know, you can go pretty hard on someone you know well. You know, you can really hit them. And I've been experimenting with turning burns where, you know, if it's going to be, oh, this incredible joke I have about your mom, I'll just throw in my mom. That way everyone's laughing, and the only person that really gets hurt is someone that
It's
can't
your
hear
mom when she listens to the podcast and hears this bit.
This episode, they listened to they had their episode.
Yeah, they'll listen to the previous one.
Yeah. Well, it's not like anything personal. It's just it's a weapon to. Then they don't react by going, "Fuck you, your mom," blah blah. Then everyone's laughing, and everyone's happy, and it isn't. I do miss it sometimes.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I have a hard time laughing unless somebody else is crying. You know, it's kind of
try it out sometime though.
It just seems so foreign to me. I don't know if I'm ready.
It doesn't have to be about moms too. I know that could be a sore subject for me.
Yeah.
See how we're both laughing? Nobody's feelings hurt. But yeah, it's just something I'm trying out. I haven't thought of like a name for it yet or something. Oh, self-deprecating maybe. But it's not about me. It's familiar and deprecating.
Well, I don't know if I would call that growth. I would call it
it's an adjacent move.
Yeah, you picked a different fork in the road, and I don't necessarily. I recognize that your fork that you took it's a harder travel, but maybe when you come out on the other side, you'll have character growth or something. I don't know.
I can take it. I'm taking all their pain and I'm putting it on me.
On you. Wow, that's very selfless when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I was strong enough to do that, but I'm just not.
It's
on account of my mom being dead, because I can't.
Heroic.
I can't.
Oh.
Yeah, if I'm making a your mom joke,
yeah,
I can't put that on my mom.
You could experiment with maybe dad jokes. They're not as funny.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
I don't know, sexism or something, but they're just not. It's just it just doesn't hit the same when you call someone's dad a whore or something. It's because then they're a player.
That's true. Yeah, it is for some reason much cooler when a guy sleeps around than when a woman sleeps around. I think both are cool because I'm a modern man.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of in my relationship, so I really don't have that much disdain for other people sleeping around. I just go, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what's weird? Speaking of like, sex related stuff.
Let's get into porn talk.
Yeah, I was at my father-in-law's place. This is Abby's dad. And
I don't know who else it would be.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I really just want to stress this point. This is Abby's father, biological father.
Your
father-in-law.
By the law.
Yeah.
He's now your dad also.
Not blood related to me. Very cool guy. We get along great and everything. We're sitting there drinking beers by the pool, hanging out. And he's just like, hey, dude, take these. He just gives me like 20 boner pills.
No way.
Like, just like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm sitting there looking
next time you're banging my daughter, pop a couple of these.
And I was like, Abby's like right there. I'm like, Abby, you're dad.
This was like a setup from Abby being like, hey, Dad, do you think maybe you could subtly give Sam these boner pills because he can't get hard anymore?
Yeah, they're prescribed to casual, me. Like it's my name on the bottle. She gives them to him. He gives them.
Make it casual.
Yeah.
Hey man, it'd be cool.
It wasn't.
Like you took like 20 of these boner pills.
There was no natural segue into it or anything. He was flipping burgers, drinking a Corona next to me, and we're talking. And he goes, "Hey, dude, let me go get these really quick." Goes and grabs the boner pills. He's like, "Take these." He's like, "I don't need them. They make me feel funny, but you might get some use out of them." I'm like,
I get hard easy.
Yeah.
I don't need them, but my younger son-in-law here.
Yeah. And
I have no problem.
Of course I took them, but I haven't used them yet. Because I was like, Abby, should we use it? I mean, that sounds like fun. I'll try anything. And she was like, no, I don't want you to. Because like I'm already on like blood pressure medication because of my rage issues. And if I take like boner pills, apparently it can cause like heart issues. And she's like, what if you have like a heart attack in the middle of sex? I'm like, I know that might be horrific for you. Okay. It might be life scarring for you.
Kind of the perfect way to go out for a guy.
You might need to take solace in the fact that like, that's probably one of the most ideal ways I could die is just humping, and then I die, and the last thing I see is face first into a pair of breasts or something.
Yeah. Tell everyone at the funeral
how
I died. Don't hide the fact.
Tell them all the nitty gritty.
This is embarrassing if you just die of a heart attack at like 30 something, but.
Yeah. But as
tell him, he popped a couple boner pills and he was like putting in work. He was just letting me have it, and then the front of his chest was wet. There's blood everywhere.
Blood shoots out of his ears and he dies.
All his fingers and toes popped off, and his ears flew off, and his eyes popped out. Sam wanted me to tell you guys. He had some last words. Oh, fuck, it's finally going to happen.
And his final word was, it was just thank you to his father-in-law. Do not feel guilt. Thank you. Yeah, but I told my father-in-law, who, by the way, his name is Sam. So it's like everybody in this fucking family is named Sam, dude. Everybody I know is named Sam. Abby's brother, guess what his new wife's name is? Sam.
Deborah?
No, Sam. Everybody's named Sam over there.
That's awful. That's too many.
It's too many at this point. Yeah. But I told him, I was like, I've never heard of a father-in-law giving like even sexual tips or anything. Even like
that's like a nightmare scenario, I'd imagine, as a father-in-law. Yeah. Like I would never ever. I feel like you wouldn't want to just like be extra thinking about this guy banging your kid. Yeah. And then give him like,
now he knows it's not
superpower.
Yeah, now he knows.
Yeah. Just in case, Abby hasn't mentioned anything, but just in case you were unable to, my daughter's making you hard. Here's some of these pills. Is it her fault? You can tell daddy. You can tell new daddy.
I'll go talk with her if you need these.
I'm not mad at you.
This is supposed to boost your performance, Sam, but if you need these, I'll go speak to her right now.
You can slip her one, just see what happens. Maybe the hole gets bigger to fit your huge dick.
That's how you know me and him are tight, though, dude. Yeah. He rocks. But
here's some penis shrinking pills, because I haven't seen her walk around with a limp lately.
She's walking around like a gunslinger.
Yeah. These are gonna make you soft because you just have a hammer.
My mom's old coworker had it was these people that we always suspected were swingers because they would proposition people all the time. And go like, hey, maybe you should.
I'm getting inkling suspicion.
Yeah,
you want to bang my wife and I?
Yeah, they're really kind of out in the open about it.
Sorry, before you go on, do swingers bang other couples as couples, or do they like switch? Is that their thing? Like,
I think no. I think
like a swap.
I think if like me and you were to do swinging stuff, I think I would plow you, and then Abby and your girl would watch. I think that's typically how they do it in film. Your girl would have the boom microphone and Abby would have the camera. And I think that's typically how they do it.
We would have the fucking boner pills.
Yeah.
And then we'd say, don't need them. Flush them. These old things? Nah.
Yeah, you girls go shopping or whatever. We got unfinished business. No, I think you swap. I think you just swap partners.
Okay, it's like those old timey like key parties and stuff.
Yeah, which I feel like if I'm doing something like that, like I don't want them in the same room as me. I go like, Abby, you take your guy in that room. I'll take this lady in my room.
You guys go to a real shitty motel.
I'll go to the nice one in town.
House. Yeah. We're gonna go have dinner first. You guys, I don't want to hear anything about your day. I wouldn't want to know single detail.
Yeah, here's a Chick-fil-A gift card. You guys go there. I'm going to a nice
you place. Guys can do your thing in the middle of the day. We're gonna do ours at night.
Yeah, but the swinger couple, like I think the husband had gotten Viagra. This is like in the early 2000s when Viagra was kind of new on the market.
Yeah,
and he got
real potent.
Yeah, he got a Viagra, and then he was, I think, ashamed of it, and so he emptied out an Aleve bottle, and he put all the Viagra in there. They're
Risky game.
That's a risky game, dude. They're both blue, oblong pills. Like, I think in a pinch, you would look at the leave.
Oh, my headache.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, actually,
Wait, it's a leave allergy, or is that headache?
no, it's like it's like a ibuprofen.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not for the people in the comments. They're like, actually, the chemical compound is not ibuprofen. I'm saying it's like a painkiller. It's like a painkiller.
Acetaminophen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up, nerd. If you were in the middle of typing that right now, if you were about to type it, you need to assess your life. There's someone out there that was about to correct me. But it's a painkiller. Anyways, that's exactly what happened. My mom's coworker came into work. She was like, oh, grab the Aleve. I have a headache already before work. She took like 3 of them in the parking lot, which, by the way, is a lot to take even of Aleve. I think Aleve is like kind of insane. And yeah, she was at her desk just like sweating and her hands were shaking and everything. And she's like, oh, like, what the fuck's happening? I don't know what the fuck's happening. And so
hands are getting tighter.
Yeah. She calls and like, I'm talking, she was like on the floor. She had like the whole office surrounded and then she had to call her husband. Her husband's like, that's Viagra. Those are like boner pills. So then the whole office knew that he was on boner pills, which I'm sure.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. And then 15 years later, one of her coworkers' sons has a podcast where he then rebroadcasts this information out to hundreds of thousands of people.
If he had just kept them in the original bottle, this would have never. Maybe one person would know.
Yeah. And then.
But now, thousands.
Thousands. Yeah.
So you get for trying to eat them proudly.
Yeah.
Also, what happened to her? Did she get like horny?
No, she had to go to the hospital and they gave her something like nitroglycerin or something like that to calm her heart down. Because her heart was just beating like crazy. Well, she had 3
mechanical bull.
Yeah, she had
work it out.
She had like 3 boners worth of pills in her. That's like way too much.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely heart pop territory.
Mm-hmm.
And I am curious because I remember in college someone saying that if you gave a blue chew to a girl, maybe they were going to experiment it with their girlfriend just to see what happened. Because I don't know. I am curious.
I don't think Blue Chew. Wait, is Blue Chew the one that gives you a boner, or is that?
I think it's just like modern Viagra.
Okay.
It's like this ain't Viagra, but it is.
It is okay.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
I think Blue Chew does sponsorships. By the way, we should look into getting a Blue Chew sponsorship.
We talked about this in the past.
Yeah,
and listen, I'll say straight up, I bought some.
Oh, you bought some?
Yeah.
Any good?
And I had no problem getting a boner before that, but what I was utilizing it as is kind of an anti-whiskey dick measure, where, if I went out to the bars or something, keep one in my wallet, pop it.
Yeah.
Could never really tell if it was
working,
me just getting a boner or if it gave me some sort of super boner. But then I visited my friends in Chicago and I gave them my whole shipment because I was like, I thought it'd be a fun gift for their house, and they appreciated it. I think, and at first, all these guys are like, fuck you, we don't need no boner pills, like we're in our early 20s.
And then they put it in their pocket.
Yeah, and then they all take it. I'm like, yeah, hey man, me neither. Wink. But it wouldn't hurt, to have it's just a little helper.
Yeah. Well, that's such a like horny guy mind where it's like, why not harder? Like,
yeah. I
want my penis to have the surface tension of a submarine where like the tip is about to explode. And
these guys definitely, they were like, we'll keep, you don't have to take them back, but like, we're not going to use them.
Yeah. And
the next time I went there, they were like, those are pretty good. Got any more of those? Who's your supplier?
Yeah.
I remember too, when I ordered them, because we were talking about getting Blue Chew, I thought it was gum at first. I thought it was boner gum. I think that might be a different thing.
What? It is boner gum. It says chew in the name. Is it not?
It's not. It's a little chewy pill. And I like tried to subscribe to them, and they're like, you have to have like a health consultation. So someone will call you and approve you or not.
Look, it's soft. Like, what does that mean? A health
FaceTime.
Yeah.
It could be harder.
I want it to be hard, and it's not.
Yeah. I have no stimulus. I want to be hard. And they called me and were like, hello? And I was like, hello? And then they hung up.
And then approved it?
Yeah. And then like a month later, I just got them in the mail. And I just thought like, well, that's done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to call these. I'm not going to sit here and talk to a person twice.
Yeah.
Be like, I need boner pill. One time, they didn't even talk to me. And then they sent me a big batch.
I kind of don't want to like ruin my supplier, but there was a website I found that did psilocybin like chewies, and part of it was like
glass bottles.
This is for like an academic study. And then they're like, tell us your age. And I was like, I'm 33. And they were like, awesome, here's the psilocybin. I'm like, I'm like, wow, it seems like a pretty comprehensive study that you're doing.
Any follow-up once I take them? No. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to gift them to you for the scientific study. And what you're going to do is then they send you a link to like an unaffiliated company that you send money to as a charitable donation to further psilocybin studies.
I use this.
I'm like, this is kind of like a business. I feel like it's not so much I feel like it's just a business. But
you should send them a spreadsheet with your results.
Yeah. Well, I only take them on rough days. So like I was sad and then I took that and then I was happy. I mean, like what more of a study do you want? Yeah.
This made me feel
good.
This way.
Yeah, good.
Before, very sad.
Except for that one time where I took a bunch of them and then that dog ran away. Remember my mom's dog when I was watching it? And I was talking to you on the phone. It just walked away, never to be seen again. Yeah. No, we caught it.
Me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the day's so beautiful. I'm out on the swing or on the porch, and like the sun is shining. Oh God, where's that dog? I've got to find that dog. Like, oh shit. Okay, man. Good luck.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I just kind of popped a couple blue chews, so no, stay on the phone. Hold on.
There is a competing podcast to us, PKA.
I don't think there's any competition, but
I think these are swell guys. I grew up watching them on YouTube. And they were like the people that you aspired to be when I started doing YouTube. It was Woody's Gamer Tag and that FPS Russia guy.
Yeah.
And anyways, they have Blue Chew as a sponsor, but then they also have another one called Lock and Load. It's like such a dude-pilled a podcast over there. Their two sponsors is like, this one makes you dick hard, and then Lock and Load makes you come a lot. And that's like, that's it. That's their two sponsors. Which is, I think,
if I get hungry during it? Well, then Factor meals.
Yeah, it's just pretty awesome to have both as sponsors.
There's a pill that makes you come more?
Yeah.
Why would you want
that? I guess some people are into that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like looking for a bigger cum shot. Oh, I got the pill for you.
Yeah. No, when I remember, this is lewd. This is really lewd.
Yeah.
But one of my
I really hope the families.
Not watching this one. I'm gonna go back to a time pretty young when I first started. My very first was but nothing. I didn't even do a drop, and then since then now it's just a regular sloppy little mess I have to clean up, and it post nut clarity. I'm over there just like clean that. It sucks.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back to just my dick coughing when it was finished and just going like, that piping's not finished yet. You haven't developed that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a body experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wish I could go back to that. That was so awesome. And it only happened once. And then it was like, oh, that's what you're trying to do? Okay, we will provide the things that you need to do that. But that first time, that was incredible.
Yeah.
It's almost like
ever since it's gone up. It's like I use a lot more mouthwash toothpaste when I'm doing my cleanup. Because sometimes you don't have a napkin around or anything. Just kidding. I don't cum shot my mouth. Just to clarify.
That would be like a closed loop, but yeah, I'm not.
It would, in a way, it could be perfect, but I'm not there.
No.
Yet.
I feel
I was like trapped in, like, if I was in the like Kill Bill coffin.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be cum shotting all over my little limited area. I'm going to be coming in my hand and eating it.
Okay, well, you bring that up as that's a viable point because you're in a survival situation. I feel like there's not a soul on the planet that is horny enough to come.
See that? Oh,
that's horny enough to come and go, all right, I have post-nut clarity now. I'm not horny anymore. Now it's time to put a bib on and start munching, dude. Like, it's too
I
late.
hate this part.
Well, it's something I do. Like, you're not even like horny at that point. I'm not eating cum after being horny. No, it's not
I
happening.
hate that I have to do this.
That's something I'm into, I guess. I don't know.
I remember reading saying that it can clog the pipes if I flush it. And it can get in the trash and make the trash all gross. So I gotta do it.
I think that pipe clogging, is that even real? Or is that, because you see
I
like,
just made that up.
no, I've seen that before in like university showers. They're like, no jacking off in the showers.
Yeah,
It clogs the goddamn pee traps.
I didn't notice in my dorm. I was like, you guys are jerking off in the showers way too much. I don't know. I would never think to jerk off, and the showers were not very private.
Yeah. I know they're not private because I've seen a picture of your ass in the shower at university. Yeah. That's a classic old image that we used to post all the time on the Discord that I think do you still have that ass or is it gone?
I'd say it's even firmer, even more firm. Even larger.
There's no way. This is like when you were like, this is like a 19-year-old ass.
No, show me. There's no way. I'm not falling for that one, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
I didn't know. I didn't know if like, do you think like?
No, I don't know. I haven't taken a picture from that pose. In like 7 years.
Because like me and Swift were watching Cool as Ice, that like Vanilla Ice movie, and he just looks insane in that movie. He just looks like the most Chad guy ever. He's got like the perfect jawline.
He's very chiseled.
Yeah, perfect jawline.
Perfect Nukem or something.
The brickwork hair. Just like his fucking jacket's awesome. And Swift's like, I bet you he watches this movie and just goes, fuck yeah. Like I looked awesome. I look like a tool now, but that like I popped off right there. That was like the best that I could be.
See, that's a different. I would look at that and go, fuck.
Oh, you would look at your old ass pic and go, look what I had and I lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate it enough.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice. I mean, I feel like he is aged okay. I have no idea actually. Now that I say that, like, he could look like
physically. I don't think
Mickey Rourke.
He doesn't look bad, but he just all of his.
He's not going to hit that. You can't hit that peak. You can't.
No, it's not that. It's his clothing back in the day was so awesome, and then at some point he's just like, I'm just going to wear jorts from here on out, and he just wears jorts.
He put down the American flag jacket.
Yeah.
Never picked it back up. Well, time is ever fleeting, and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well.
You'll never get this time back.
There's thousands of people wide-eyed listening to that phrase. Holy shit.
Your family members are getting older.
Yeah.
Time is passing. Your options are shrinking. And you're sitting here listening to this podcast. But that's cool. That's cool.
I was talking with someone yesterday where I was talking about like my job as a like a YouTuber. A lot of people sit there and talk to you as if it's like the coolest thing in the world and someone you should aspire to be. And I'm like, you have no idea. Like all of us, a nuke could come down and just destroy all the YouTubers, and society would probably just improve. Like I bring nothing of value to humanity, really, when you think about it.
There's enough evil ones these days that I think it'd be a net good.
Yeah, it'd be a net good.
I'd be willing to take even that sacrifice.
Like, on YouTube, like I'll get like, you'll see analytics and stuff where it's like, you have like 4 million watch hours or something like that. And
I don't see that.
And I'm like, that's all that time. All that collective time that could have been used to build like an awesome log cabin, a rocket ship, or further cancer research, snatched away in an instant so that someone they could watch an Oblivion video or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only solace I get out of it is knowing that they might be smiling. So maybe they're like a little bit happy while watching it. But if the jokes aren't hitting, then it's literally just time down the drain. Like a lot of human time gone. And it's sobering.
And also, people multitask. I
can't.
Most people aren't sitting here staring at their screen with their hands in their pockets watching this. They're boom, boom. They're tinkering. They're building these things. They're researching cancer.
Yeah.
And looking at things under microscopes.
I imagine right now, I think there's probably at 4,000 of the people listening right now, or they have a big volumetric flask and they're doing some chemistry and they're looking at it and going, no, it needs more time over the Bunsen burner.
And that's when it's scary, because if they laugh too hard, they could spill chemicals.
Yeah.
And other ones.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Which is why, guys,
Puff Girls.
That's why we don't get too many laughs per episode. Yeah. We have a quota. We reach a quota and then we need to back off a little bit.
If we get too many laughs, cancer won't be cured in our lifetime.
It's a real threat.
We'll be distracting them.
Yeah.
And all those truck drivers will crash into me when the episode posts
at
the end of the month. The only time I go driving is the last 3 days of the month.
If we make a truck driver laugh too much, it's the beginning of that Final Destination movie where all the logs come off the back of the truck and kill all those people.
And somebody accidentally invents a new type of cancer. Or they build a rocket ship that blows up, like that one.
Was it the Challenger rocket ship? Yeah, that was the one that blew up. Yeah.
You want Big Bird to blow up? You want Sesame Street to die? Then say something funny. I don't think so.
I heard that they're cutting funding for PBS shows like Sesame Street. That's sad, dude. Yeah. It's
probably fine news for that guy, the one of them that lives in a trash can, but the rest of them, they're not ready.
I've been prepping for this. I knew where this would go.
That'd be funny if PBS started posting pictures like Elmo, like with a needle.
like
what you did.
No, they've just extended the amount of cans where Grouch is, and they've moved in next door to him.
Oh God, a hobo didn't know it was filled. And they used it for a campfire.
Big Bird's fent leaning in the corner.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't pay for my fucking brownstone on Sesame Street if we ain't got no goddamn federal funding. If I remember correctly, Mr. Rogers, he went to Congress to like, he did like a huge, basically.
Why can't the world be a big friendly neighborhood?
Yeah, he basically just sat there and told them why it should be funded. Yeah, and they got their funding right away, which is pretty cool. But there's no Mr. Rogers anymore. The only one, I mean, what are they gonna do? Send Big Bird? No, it's not gonna happen.
Hello, everybody. Why can't we get along? Yeah, they'd break his neck if he walked into modern Congress.
Yeah, I think we
don't have any leaders.
Yeah, no,
that speak for the puppets anymore.
I did see someone talk about there's no like undisputed virtuous person to look up to anymore. Like
Jim Henson died 30 years ago.
He's gone.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we're fucking rudderless now. Like there is no Mr. Rogers to aspire to. There's no
Blippy.
A great beacon of morality.
We need Blippy.
Yeah, no, Blippy fucking diarrheaed on that person's head that one time, so that doesn't count.
And goddamn, that one guy, Pee Wee Herman, he could still be doing this shit, but he jerked off in a theater.
In a porno theater, no less.
Yeah.
Wrong time and place.
To jerk off.
Dumbass. You don't jerk off watching pornography. What's wrong with you?
You sit there and you watch it. I think it is actually weirder to not jerk off in a porno theater.
I think it was just there with a clipboard taking notes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, first in, then out. And then in again. Okay.
Right. I've got a free day. I think I'll stay for another.
What do you think, fellas? Turns towards the entire theater. Double feature? Yeah!
Really good Pee Wee Herman impression. I've been practicing.
Do they have concessions at a porno theater? Like, I'm not buying popcorn from the porno place, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
It better be a sealed container of like M&Ms or something.
Yeah, I don't want to eat.
And even then, I'm pouring Purell on the outside of the bag.
Hot dog and nuts. No. Oysters. Oysters and hot dogs. Themed. Buffet. Open buffet.
A salad bar at the fucking porno theater.
We ran out of scoopers. You got to use your hands. You'd have to pay me a pretty goddamn big amount of money to eat from that.
What, an open salad
three
bar?
figures. Yeah, an open salad bar at the porno theater. You would be hard pressed to get me to scoop with my hand a salad. I'm talking $1.50 if you want me to eat a big ass salad.
Yeah, they'd have to pay for the salad. If it's
you
free,
see
I'll
the
do
dressing,
it.
the dressings. You wouldn't be able to trust it.
Yeah. When he gets down there to the ranch Caesar, those are the only options. Oh, fuck.
Guys got like ketchup or salt. Throw some ketchup on this salad. That could be a good, I'm always thinking of, no, I'm not. I'm always thinking of new experiences for this podcast. No, I'm not, but I'm thinking of one now where we could go to a porno theater and just sit there and watch a porn together and then get out of it and talk about it.
Don't even do an episode. Yeah, that's something we could do. Yeah, that's just more like life experience, I think.
Yeah. Have those like glasses with a camera in it. Oh God, that guy's jerking off over there. Another one.
Yeah. I would actually I think what I would rather do is go to a porno theater and you walk in and just open up the emergency exit at the front of the stage, and then I fly in a drone and I just want to see I just want a drone shot of what everyone's doing, aerial view. Yeah,
you got your headset on and a Sprinter van a mile away. I'm in.
Guy 3rd row jerking off. Guy 8th row jerking off.
I'll casually walk to the exit and be like, open the door, go, go, go. 20 drones fly in. You're in
checking
your command
each person.
Yeah, each one. Stop.
This guy's jerking off. This guy's jerking off.
It's got a little spray can.
Yeah. The only reason I would ever do it is to then make a video saying, is Pee Wee Herman really that bad? Yeah. Because we did drone fly-throughs of 47 different porno theaters, and about 99% of the people had their penises out in the theater.
And then we interview them afterwards, and they're like, I'm a mathematician. It's like, I'm a real person.
Yeah.
I can do both. And then we like really crack into it. Like, why did he get so much grief?
Yeah. And more importantly,
also,
why is a modern day mathematician not just jerking off in his home on his phone like a normal person?
Calculator app. 8 0 0 8 5. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I would change his fucking life by doing was it like 513-8008? You can do boobies. Yeah, which is way better than boobs. Down. Yeah. Because it's longer. It's a longer word, therefore it's more sensual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vagina. If it's a full calculator, if it's got all the
just regular. It's got a full keyboard.
Yeah.
Vagina.
Vagina and boobies.
Vagina squared. You had to add a little bit of math to it for him.
The square root of pussy.
And I'm hard.
Yeah.
No Bluetooth required for that one. That does tickle me the right way.
Very curious.
Yeah.
E equals MC vagina. Okay. Now I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah. I really like the idea of a porno theater, like how scared they'd be if like 40 drones just flew in and hovered just out of arm's reach.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I went to
visual.
I think Universal Studios or something one time as a kid, and they had a alien ride where it was like 4D and
ride an alien.
And you're supposed to be just on like the Nebuchadnezzar or whatever the alien ship is. What's it called? It's not the Nebuchadnezzar. That's from the Matrix.
That's from the Matrix.
Yeah. It's whatever the Nostromo. You're on the Nostromo and you're in your seat, and the floor is like that metal grate, it's very industrial looking, and you're supposed to be like the whole show I think is you're in like a little amphitheater type thing, and the person at the front is talking to you about you're aboard the Nostromo and you need to do this. And then the alien comes and attacks them basically. And then you're like searching for the alien but you're kind of brought on like
rails.
Yeah, like on rails. And at one point you hear the alien underneath you and there's like speakers in your seat. And at one point the alien like comes in and like licks the back of your neck and breathes on your
just shot snot out of my nose.
And like breathes on your
about
neck.
Getting hard. The alien.
And as a kid, I remember like the tongue just like hits me in the back of the head because I'm short, and it like breathed on my hair, and I was like freaked out. But then I thought about it, like as I got older, like if I was tall enough and it was licking my neck and breathing in my ear, I'd probably pop a little boner at this alien. We should have a porno challenge. We should have a porno theater where there's like some 4D. Some 4D. Yeah, they breathe a little bit in your ear. It might nibble on your lobe a little bit.
They just shake you around and blast you with air. Get hard. Get hard. Get hard. Just shaking the shit out of you. And now there's an alien licking your neck. What's happening? What's happening?
Well, there's only one guy to test it, and it was me, and I thought it was awesome.
You get off, and you're like, that was horrible, and you look down, and you're fully erect. Oh, my God. They've done it. The crazy bastards have done it.
It's nothing I fantasized about, but now I can't even get hard with my wife anymore.
Yeah. Nothing there was erotic. Yeah. It's like porn brain, but like experience brain. Yeah. Like, honey, I'm going to need you to shake me. I need you to throttle me and lick me.
Yeah. At the end of that ride, for the people that know that their expectations of sex have been completely demolished, they have a chance to go get the like Men in Black neuralizer where it removes the experience from their mind. I want to forget it. I won't ever be able to replicate that again.
No. My wife's tongue is not nearly that large. She only has one mouth.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And then you just go back every year and
do it again.
Live it for the first time. There's people out there too that like really want to bang aliens.
Yeah.
And I bet that ride would be
it's there
pretty awesome.
Yeah. They probably do have a problem with that where they're like, sir, like sir, we caught you masturbating. Like this is a kid's ride. You need to get out of here.
10 times in one day. It's not that fun. It's really not.
That's awesome.
I've got my blanket because I have that precedent disease. My legs don't work to lift me into it. Oh, fuck.
I did get, this is a little bit of a shift if you want, but I got an email from a guy where he was like, you know how I was going on my substance quest where I was like, weird substances like that diethyl
trying
ether.
To get addicted.
And I'm not trying to get addicted. I'm actually I'm acknowledging the fact that I might be better than addicts. I don't think I can get addicted to stuff.
Well, we got to push it.
Yeah, we got to.
You got to really.
There's
test
some
it.
things where I won't try. But this guy sent me an email about Kanna, Kanna. It's like a South African flower that they just mush up, and then he said a fancy word for it, but it's basically you just fucking snort it like Coke. And so it's like Schneeberg, but it's supposed to just like side effect. There's like makes you happy and reduces anxiety. And the guy was like,
sound too bad.
In the email, he was like, hey, what I do is I drink like 4 or 5 beers, and then I do some of this stuff, and I get unreasonably horny, and I spend the rest of the afternoon jerking off. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get super drunk first so I can see what this stuff's
man,
about.
Thanks for the email. Hey, Sam, what I do is I snort this shit down about a 6-pack, and then I just jerk off for hours.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for writing it, man.
And he sends me the website where I can buy it. I bought it. It's in it's legal in the US because it's just not like, it doesn't do enough, you know?
Yeah.
But it comes in like a little makeup jar. Kanna extract.
Oh.
0.5 grams, and it's just like a little yellow powder.
It looks like a dab container.
Yeah.
But it's powder and you just snort it?
Yeah. And it comes with like a little bump spoon. And
have you done it?
Yeah, I've done it like 4 times, and it's just like the most nothing thing of it. It might be less than Schneeberg, where at least Schneeberg, if you're like 5 or 6 beers in, you're like, I got this like this gross sour beer in my olfactory, you know, like you just you feel like a beer. And then the Schneeberg it comes in like a wave, just purifying your senses. And then you can start tainting it again with more beer afterwards. But this is just, you get kind of some funky up in your nose. And then I just sat there like, it was like I was on meth. I was just like grinding my teeth and like grinding my jaw and like clenching my jaw. And I didn't once get horny either. So I was like, oh, great. I'm just clenching my jaw like I'm freaking the fuck out over here. And then no boner. So it wasn't exactly advertised. And not only that, but the thing that it says it does, where they're like, it's just anxiety relieving and it makes you feel good.
Potential side effects, anxiety. Says, paradoxically, larger doses may increase anxiety.
Well, yeah, it was. Okay, so there's like kava bars. I talked to a while about those kava drinks that I was getting. Those are apparently really bad for your liver. So I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Ew.
But yeah, you drink like 2 of those and you would go, I kind of just feel like at peace. Like it just, you feel just happy. Kava rocks in that regard. I don't want to sit there and beat my liver up about it, but I mean, I could see someone liking it. I'm not going to use it because I just didn't get enough out of it, but at least it did as advertised. I think that guy might have tricked himself into like, he just happened to have drank 4 beers one time, did some of this, and then got horny. And then he was like, I'm doing that again. And so then it happened again because he was willing it into existence. But my experience with Kana was less than great. And it was expensive as shit.
Also, he could have just already been spending a lot of his day jerking off, and then he introduced Kana.
Oh, yeah.
And he just thinks it like improved it.
Yeah.
I'm looking. The potential benefits they seem nice, but yeah, the side effects of actually getting more anxiety, difficulty concentrating, drowsiness. I can't afford any more drowsiness.
Yeah.
Headache. I'd have to take some boner pills for that. Gastrointestinal issues. Ooh.
Yeah.
Bloating?
Bloating? No. My head's already thumb shaped. I get any more. Dude, I love looking at those pictures of like TwitchCon and stuff because I'm fucking drunk as shit in every single one. And when I drink, my head just gets wider and redder. Like I get really just like red in the face. I just look like a fat little red sweating little boy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good look.
It is a good look.
Yeah.
And then we should get you a little propeller hat or something for.
Yeah, especially since
really
I'm wearing like a child shirt.
I was gonna say your shirt is that of a child.
This shirt is like, I put it on and Abby's like, you look like a 9-year-old. I'm like, it's a Yu Yu Hakusho shirt, dude. The show rocks. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but I've seen clips.
Oh, this show.
People said watch this show.
The show rocks. The shirt.
It's like a ghost or something.
I don't know.
Oh.
I just remember I had a kid when I used to play on Xbox that talked exactly like this guy here with a fire sword, Urabara or something. I forget what his name is. Just talk very like, just kind of like this. Like I can't exactly do an impression of it. It's a very grating voice.
Okay.
And and he just reminds me of my little childhood friend. And
that's why you got the childhood shirt.
Yeah, basically.
For a 2-factor.
Yep.
Better times.
Yep. And I also like don't go. Abby has also lectured me about this, but I'm like, I like the cartoon from when I was a kid, so I got the shirt, and she's like, you like literally have clothing that does go well together, but you just go in there and grab and just put on, and it's not cohesive at all, and you just wear like shit. And I'm like, I don't go anywhere. Nobody sees me. I don't give a fuck. She's like, millions of people see you online. I'm like, well, that doesn't count.
Different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, so I'll just sit there and dress up like an asshole.
Yeah, we don't even have to wear pants.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that was part of my rationalization was like, well, most of the time they don't even see the bottom half of the outfit. They just see the top half. And
it's hard to have just a top half not go with your outfit when it's one piece.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with anything. It doesn't go with how you look. Okay, is what she's saying.
Yeah,
It
she's
doesn't match.
saying that's a child's shirt and you need to take it off. And I said, I'm sorry, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, you're a man with children. You should be wearing a button up.
Dude, it's so the looks I get when I drop my kids off at school is so funny because like I walk Madeline in and all the other dads are there and they're wearing suits or business casual and you can tell they're like, oh, bye honey, dad's got to go to the office. And I'm just like strolling around, obviously wearing this shit.
I think that you're in like a I Am Sam situation, the Sean Penn movie.
Yeah.
I had to Google what that's called.
Yeah. Or Forrest Gump bringing his kid to the bus stop. Yeah. They're like, what the hell does this guy do for a living? And I go, not much.
I didn't even graduate school.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't even get out of this place. I escaped. Yeah.
I sit in my basement all day and play video games. And they're like, okay, sweetie, come inside.
You need to do well so you don't end up like your father.
Yeah. You need to do well so you can take care of your father.
Yeah.
You can help him.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when I was a kid, I used to go to this place, St. George Island, and on the beach they have these little pencil houses that are like 4 stories tall. And I remember going there as a kid, and we would rent them every now and then if we had like the whole family going. Yeah. And I said, Mom, when I grow up, I'm gonna get one of these houses on St. George. And she said, can I live with you? I said, of course, Mom, you can have your own floor. I don't need all these floors. And then I got older and I was like,
not the one below me, because it's going to be loud.
When I grew up, I was like, the last thing I want to do is have my fucking mom live with me. That's horrible. I'm not doing that. And then, but I thought
monkey paw curled.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I turned around and asked Madeline, who was about the same age I was when I told my mom that. Oh. And I was like, Madeline was like, when I get older, I'm going to buy a big old house. And I'm like, oh, am I going to be able to live with you? And she goes, you can visit sometimes.
Oh. Setting boundaries.
Yeah, setting boundaries. Not like me at all. She was like, pump your brakes, kiddo. Yeah. You can come over, but you can't stay.
During the week, yeah. You can come every once in a while.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. That's it.
Yeah. Twice a year.
Yeah, twice a year.
Pick your days. Not every Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is a little bit. But it is also nice that she's realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's realistic. She knows housing market's rough. You know, it's going to be.
You don't want to make a promise you can't keep.
Yeah. Not only that, but my mom kind of did a good job of just like getting a comfy chair and then living in it until she died. And I kind of move around a little bit more. I got like things I do and I'm louder than my mom was. So like my expectations were like, I could find a little chair to put my mom in my house. And then Madeline
walk-in closet or something.
Madeline's like, you're going to ruin my fucking cool house with all your weird shit and screaming and stuff. No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you and Mom and all your stuff.
Yeah.
Like the pig in the jar.
Yeah. You could be bringing all your shit. Yeah.
Hard pass, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
My grandma's hit point where she kind of just has like a really comfy chair that does the little action where it kind of set, like you get in it and then you press a button and it like puts you to standing.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, looks nice. I don't know. I'm like, I wouldn't hate to have a chair like that where I could just kind of live. I've got a couple, but a lot of my chairs sink pretty deep. And in a couple of years, it's so lazy, but even before my body started regressing, like I remember in my like high school, I wanted my parents to put like a bar above my bed so that when I woke up, I could just like pull myself up into a sitting position. And I think when I get older, like I'm definitely gonna have like a big claw on rails that just kind of like hooks me. Like I can wear some sort of vest.
Yeah. My grandma's gotten
I'll
to the
go
point where
kitchen.
she's like bedridden, and I'm like, that sucks, like so bad. It's like the worst thing in the world. But I also, I do know that by the time we're old and I would be bedridden, there's gonna be like mech suits and stuff we can wear, or like little robot butlers or something, where
Hooks on rails that kind of carry you around the house.
Something, dude. There's gonna be.
They already have those for like factories.
Yeah.
Like I just need a factory machine. How much could those cost? $200. Like I just need some sort of machine that I could, control.
Yeah.
Even I went to Dave and Buster's. They had a human claw machine that you strap into, and then you're the claw.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just need something like that where, like, I saw the guy on his little component moving around. You just lift myself out of bed, carry me, to a standing position.
Either that or just like a bed that the entire bed just kind of goes up
to a standing
position.
And you slide out of it onto the ground.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd help me get out of bed. That'd keep me from doom scrolling. Because you have 1 minute until you are standing.
Yeah.
Prepare.
I've gotten into a bad habit of I lay down and I sit there and I've started scrolling. I need to break that viciously because I've never been like a grand consumer of social media. I've been a provider of social media. I've been putting stuff on there, not consuming. And now my ratios are getting fucked up where I'm starting to consume more and starting to produce less. It's scary.
It's hard to get out of.
Yeah, it's a scary trend.
And if you find out how to, let me know. Because
the secret here is melatonin. This is another little thing I've been trying out. Another crazy little drug. You take a melatonin, jack off, and smoke a shitload of weed, dude, you ain't scrolling through nothing. You're going to bed, you're sleeping hard, sleeping heavy. One of you truckers that are listening right now, you take one of these right now. Jerk off right now while you're driving, and smoke a bunch of weed right now while you're driving, and tell me you live to the end of that drive. I challenge you. You will not live to the end of that drive.
Long haul driver flow state where you're just kind of, you're road flowing and you're not really mentally present, but you get there. You get to your place. I've been reading at night, actually. It's like the oldest person thing ever that I see them do before bed. It tuckers me out. I'll sit there. Now, it can backfire if you get a really good book. Sometimes I'll sit there till like 4 a.m. just like, scrolling through. But found a new series. The guy with the popped collar.
Yeah.
And I'm on like book 6 or something of it, and it's a pleasant nighttime routine. Also makes me feel, because not a lot that, not to speak for both of us, but there's not a lot of things I do, or maybe even we, that feel very like what my idea of an adult was as a child. But that I'm like, this feels like an adult thing. Reading a book. Yeah. Having a bookmark. I have a book light. That's kind of adult. Like it's pretty cool.
You should get a.
And I'm better. I'm better for it.
When I was a kid, I used to read under the covers all the time, and it was so hard to sit there and use a flashlight. If they had headlamps back then, like headlamps are everywhere now. I think they discovered like put a fucking flashlight on a strap and put it on your head. I don't feel like that was around when I was a kid. And then all of a sudden,
I feel like coal miners have been using that kind of idea.
Yeah, but like eventually people were like, what if you take that out of the coal mine and just use that? I use them all the time while doing like handy stuff around the house. Have a fucking little flashlight on my head. If I had that as a kid, I would read so many books under my covers. My little headlamp on.
True. I use a dynamo powered light, so I have to put the book down and crank and crank and crank. And then I get a couple minutes.
Were you Robinson Crusoe? Are you kidding me? A hand crank light?
Dynamo power. That's
for like emergencies. That's like fucking.
My house runs on dynamo.
It's like 28 days later shit. Like society's fallen. I got my hand crank radio and
I'm
flashlight.
doing when we're not podcasting. I'm powering the home. I'm getting enough power to run this podcast. I have one big crank in the basement that I sit there for a couple hours. Get about 15 minutes
Damn.
on a good day, but we can power reserve. So
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Dave and Buster's, segue. I never mentioned on the family friendly one. There's not really a lot to talk about, but I was at that Dave and Buster's with some pretty high profile people, such as Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Thomas Kincaid, the painter that does those cottages.
No.
I was like, that
almost be cooler.
That's
but
an insane person to hang out
cool
with.
guy.
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was the entire time. Don't know a lot about football players. I know some. I know the name, but I didn't know who he was the whole time. I thought he was just like maybe a TikToker or something. He was. And I told him that, and he's like, dude, he's like 6'5". Like, he's a huge guy. Well, he kind of has the look. Shane Gillis was there.
At Dave and Buster's?
All of his openers. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was, I got, basically it will boil down to a pity invite because, Devin, our friend Exfil Camper, has been playing CSGO with Gabe Davis, wide receiver.
Oh, this is when you went up to Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically every night.
A pity invite that's a soft way of saying it.
I took it around. It was a grovel.
Yeah, groveling, hand and knees, like, please.
I went in there and played CSGO with them, and they were all talking about, like, yeah, Gabe's going to let like 7 people come. And I was like, yeah, you got room for 8, you know? And he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm like, is that like a yes? And I just kept saying that over and over. And finally he's like, I don't care. You can go if you want. I'm like, okay, I'll buy the ticket right now. So we got to go to like a Shane Gillis comedy show, which was...
That's awesome.
It was cool. It was a good show, I guess. The best thing about that trip is that when I arrived, my friend Will had rented a minivan and he picked me up from the airport and we drove straight to Niagara Falls. And I never thought I'd see Niagara Falls, really. You know, I have no reason to ever be around there. But that was probably the best part of the trip. But by the time we got there, Omid and Devin and other Will and Trey, 24, they had all landed. So we got about 15 minutes of time there. But it was beautiful.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see
large. I'd say the coolest part, too, is not just the waterfall itself, which shocked me. The water's like teal. Didn't expect that. At the very bottom, like all the swirls, the patterns are very cool. And then there's some just really old looking buildings that are like built into the side of the hill. And that was like the coolest part. And I don't know, I've never been above that high with water.
Yeah.
I guess if you live by like a coast with cliffs, you know what I'm talking about. But there's like seagulls flying way below me. And that was really cool. Something about that. Like, being above the birds. It was basically a god. And it was like horrible weather, so there weren't many people there. And Buffalo itself was, I don't know, maybe I didn't see it on its best day. It was just very dreary and just kind of a sad city.
It's a sad city.
Hardcore Buffalo Bills fans. I've never seen a city have so many like football. I guess it's maybe what they've got, but there was an insane amount of like just active Bills fans for the off season. And it's pretty cool. And I got to I met Shane Gillis briefly. Obviously didn't say much. It felt very awkward being in like, we got to go to like his green room.
Yeah.
But like, if I had a green room, I personally wouldn't want a bunch of people that I have no idea who they are, like in it, while you're just like kind of playing video games and hanging out with your family. So I just kind of kept my distance. I talked to probably by far the longest, the owner of the Bills' daughter's German husband, Willy.
Hey, the owner of the Bills.
Yeah.
The guy that owns the Bills, his daughter's husband. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He was just in there and he was just like, hello, like, who are you? I'm like, I'm just like a dude. We talked for a very long time. He went from just talking about small talk, you know, what we do, to then he very quickly went into Ukraine war and then how I need to be investing. He gave me some investing tips.
Oh yeah, what did he tell you?
About I don't remember exactly. He did give me his number, so I could text him.
Yeah, text him and be like, I need to clarify.
I think he said some country, maybe Germany. I don't know. It was like invest in this company that creates like war.
Okay.
Like vehicles and bombs and stuff.
Well, Germans don't have a great
I don't know
track
if that's on
record with
Robinhood.
war, so I'm not going to
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can short it or something. But
yeah.
I talked to him for, he's one of those people who's really hard to get out of a conversation with. He's a nice guy, really cool. But then he like gave me a bunch of book recommendations. He was just kind of telling me how to make money, which like fair enough. But also the daughter of the Bills owner at one point told me that like people just need to work harder. And I'm like, your parents are billionaires and you've just been handed like part ownership of this team. Don't really know if I'm going to take your advice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair advice, maybe, but
and her little German himbo guy that she married. I mean, I'm assuming he married into wealth too. What the fuck does he know about making money? To be honest,
and he didn't tell me like, well, I didn't ask, but at first when I asked him like, what do you do? He's like, I'm just a father. I'm like, okay, that's vague.
Yeah.
And he was talking about he has like a fleet of drones with like the helmets that he flies around Montana. And at one point he's like, my dream would just be to like buy a house in this town in Montana. And I was like, yeah, dude, like I hope that dream comes true one day. And then I found out his wife's like gonna be a billionaire. I'm like, I think you could buy that house right now. I think your dreams are right there.
Your dreams are like one call away. You're just too lazy to go do it.
A very accessible dream, unless it's like $1 billion home or something that he's wanting to buy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really know. Like, I don't watch a lot of Shane Gillis. The coolest thing was that my dad is like a huge fan of Shane Gillis and like all of his friends.
Yeah.
So just telling my dad that I met these people was probably like the cool, he was proud of me. And to him, he's also once again getting like, they have a warped idea of how successful I am and what I do, but I'm basically like really good friends with Shane Gillis now and like all of his openers. So we hung out at a Dave and Buster's. That's
pretty big. Yeah.
That was also a baller move. They just rented it out.
Yeah.
And then gave us each like $300 of game credit. And right away, like all of them just went to the bar and were like ordering food and shit. And I've never been to Dave and Buster's, so I was going crazy on the games. And I don't think the people working there, like, they have a ticket shop where you can spend your tickets. I don't think they expected any of us to like actually, they had no one working there. And I went up to a worker and was like, can I buy stuff if I get tickets? And they're like, I guess. So I took 3 cards that had $300 on it and just went to the machine where you like, and you just get tickets every time. And I spent valuable time that I could have been networking, could have been connecting with these people. I spent about 45 minutes in complete solitude in the far corner, just spinning that machine. And then I'd tap a different card, spin it, tap a different card, spin it, tap. I was just going crazy trying to get tickets. And I got in the shop and I got 2 huge stuffed otters.
Okay, well,
and
at first there's going to be people that are going to be shitting on that decision. But if you network, it's a hypothetical return on investment. But if someone gives you several $100
credit,
that you can't leave the parking lot with, your only option is to sit there and spin that wheel so that you can turn it into a tangible product. You can now sell those stuffed animals and that candy for money.
Maybe I could have got Shane Gillis on our podcast. Probably not.
Probably not.
What I definitely got was about 3,000 fucking tickets.
Fuck yeah.
That I could spend at my leisure.
Oh yeah.
And then, I was pissed about, and I just found out how it happened. I grinded for those tickets. Like, I genuinely spent a lot of time working, pulling that lever up and down. I could afford 2 stuffed otters. Trey, when we're leaving, he walks out with about 7 of them.
What the hell?
And I'm like, how the fuck did this guy? They're like a lot of tickets each.
Yeah.
And I Googled them. These are $20 stuffed otters on Amazon, okay? $40 I made basically for free. And not to mention all the candy I got with my filler tickets. And I was like, that night, I was like, how the fuck did he get that many. He wasn't grinding. He was talking to people. He was hanging out, making friends. And then Omid told me last night on stream that Trey took Shane Gillis's manager's card, like stole it from her and used it to buy all those otters. And then she found out and was like, did that guy steal my card? And Omid like ratted him out and was like, because she thought we all like worked together.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a bad look for us. This woman gives us hundreds of free dollars. She had been grinding too. Like, I didn't see her most of the time because she was playing games.
Yeah.
He just took her card and bought all these otters and then it's like, yeah, all these otters. And she found out, and I don't know what she said, but he said apparently like she went over and talked to him, like gave him a talking to. I'm sure she was fine. But then it makes me look bad.
Well,
because I didn't know this happened. And I was going up to them being like, yeah, fuck yeah, look at these otters I got. And now she's probably thinking, this guy's
I bought those
rubbing it
otters
in my face. Yeah. I bought these otters, and now he's rubbing them in my face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've told you the stuff I watch on YouTube. Like Trey is someone
Not
that's
much.
always on the Twitch sidebar, but I don't like watch a lot of people on Twitch. Just like every time I'm on there, I see like recommended channels, Trey 24K. And this is my only story I have of him, and now that kind of rocks. That's awesome.
Well, I know you would love that.
That is
it's a boon for you.
That's
and
a
you
pretty
won't like
cool
this,
move.
that he was just pretty nice.
Oh yeah, well
rest of the time.
that brings him down a peg a little bit.
Yeah.
But stealing Shane Gillis's manager's card and buying a bunch of otters with it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely high risk, low
Awesome reward.
High reward that he got a lot of otters, but then he packed one backpack and then just threw most of them away. I'm like,
okay, that makes me like him even more because then he's just in it for the thrill. He's like he can't help himself.
The heist, it's like an Ocean's 11 type. Yeah. Meanwhile, the hard workers grinding. I get 2 otters, and I brought a carry-on, and I had to really work to fit them. I had to give my friends jackets for them to hold on to, just so I could fit those fucking otters.
That's awesome.
So I could have one. I could give my girlfriend one, and yeah, it was cool. I wish I remembered the other openers' names. Like I know Matt McCluster's like everyone's favorite. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which they had gone to one of his other shows and said like he was super funny. So sad not to see him.
Yeah.
But the only guy I remember is Tommy Pope. He's like a little Italian man, and I talked to him a lot because he just kind of looked like an older version of me. Granted, this is an open bar scenario. Like I was pretty wasted. Now in hindsight, I'm like, that guy probably wouldn't like me because I just kept being like, hey, old me. Like, what do you do? Like, what, you want to play a game or something? Probably doesn't feel good when you're an old man and someone's just like, you look like old me.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old he is, but I got a picture. He's the only picture I got that night. My friend Will took a picture of us because he's like, damn, you guys look like kind of similar. We just both had mustaches.
Vaguely similar.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah. So we both had eyebrows and mustache, basically.
Yeah.
So. And I showed that to my dad, and he thought that was really cool. So
yeah, it sucks. Matt wasn't there.
That.
He's
I know. Apparently, some Australian guy. They said he was really funny last time.
Yeah.
Also, not to like compare things because it was an honor to be able to even go. But last time they went, they got to hang out with like way more football players, and this time I only got to hang out with like 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that definitely sucks. I love.
And I've been playing a lot of Madden.
Hanging out with football players. So
they were the one guy, the Dalton guy. Actually, just I don't know what you would think NFL players would be like. Like Gabe Davis, super cool, super nice.
I assume they have no like PR firm or anything, and they don't have they don't have to worry about like really. He said this to me, now he's fired. Like they're professional athletes. I assume they're just really crass and like little kids.
It's also weird because they're all so much bigger than you and younger.
Yeah,
like they were all probably like 2 years younger than me. And I know just being big doesn't make you older, but they just look old. They look more like men.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, I'm actually older. It feels weird.
I saw a picture of Sean Connery during his first James Bond movie, and he's like 30. He's younger than me, and it's just like,
yeah, he just looks
if you
like
put
a man.
him side by side, I'm just like, he already looks like he's 50 to me. you know, but he was just like, he's just a man. I just have realized that it doesn't matter at what stage of my life, I'm just going to go from boy, like little boy, little face, to just like, I'm a withered old man. Like there's never going to be like, I am a man moment.
I know. I think I'm going to miss. I think that's something to do with the jaw, maybe. I don't really know.
Jawline.
Like I remember in college, like I look probably my age, if not worse, currently. In college, I looked like I was 14, and there was something very. It hurt the psyche when you go to a bar and try to hit on women, and your competition are people that look like they're 30-year-old men, and they're the same age as you. It's a big frat college. All those frat guys have got like football face.
Yeah.
And they're all very tall, very handsome, and they just look like they would be. Most of the time, they're actually not very mature, but they look like they would be. It's like John Hamm in college. I bet he looked like he was goddamn John Hamm. You know, I probably would say like, this is a respectful guy.
Yeah.
And then he claw hammer.
And then you go, hey John, like, why you got the claw hammer?
Fuck? Yeah.
And the lighter fluid and the lighter.
And he's like, because it'd be funny. I'm like, what? This is just still kind of a dumb kid guy. But he wouldn't look like it. You'd think you could be a madman one day.
In the moment, if I'm getting claw hammered in my testicles by John Hamm and getting set on fire, I'd go, maybe I did something to deserve this, because this guy he's obviously just a mature, level-headed guy on account of the jawline. So maybe I'm the bad guy. Like very quickly,
what adults do.
Yeah, this must be part of the game. Maybe once I endure this, maybe they'll give me a jawline and I'll be like him. No.
Can you beat a jaw into me, John? Not the balls. He's giving you old man balls by dragging them so much.
I want to be mature in a different way, John.
Drag me by the lip. Drag me by the lip.
Claw hammer me to have a big fucking cleft chin. Drag this out.
Put a nail there for a little butt chin. Chisel me. Yeah. I don't know, but it was cool. And it's not really like, I didn't unfortunately get any like super fun stories out of it, but it is an experience that I figured I should bring up on the podcast, because in a way it's a flex and it's cool that I did it.
Yeah.
And that should demand some respect.
It does. It demands quite a bit of respect. I'm actually really sad you didn't get to meet Matt McCusker, because I
know. I think he would be also. I think Shane Gillis is so popular at this point that it's like more of an intimidate. Like he almost don't want to waste his time by being like, "Would you come on Forehead Fables?"
Well, every time you talk to him, he's going to be like, "What are you trying to get from me?" Because I'm Shane Gillis in this moment,
which actively makes me want to not even real. It's like a revert. Like I don't. When you meet someone really popular, it's like I don't even talk to them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to think I want something from them.
Like what I did to that.
So I get nothing.
What's that guy's name? The guy that went to Rainforest Cafe. What's that guy's name? Ted Nivison. Yeah.
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 When you cockblock him.
Yeah. He was in the middle of talking to that lady. I come up. Hey, Ted, I'm actually a huge fan. I love you so much. I love you so much. And she walked away immediately.
You got to play it cool.
That was awesome.
You got to go. Hey, what's your name again? Ned?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Maybe if you want to hang out socially sometime, you know where to find me. I'm not going to tell you my name. So I also, at every one of those events, I'm like, hi, I'm Sam. I'm like, that guy's going to find me on Twitter. That guy will know who I am on Twitter.
Yeah. Now, what I was going to say was Matt has, what do you know about Matt?
Just the TikTok clips I've seen of their podcast.
Oh, okay. He's just like what
seems easy to talk to.
Yeah, he's like a good vibes
approachable.
Guy. He's a good vibes guy. And I feel like you and him have that same good vibe energy, where it's just like it's just a chill, cool guy to talk to, you know.
Yeah, we'd probably hit it off like crazy.
Yeah.
And he'd probably say, I am actually looking for other co-host opportunities. I'm shopping. Yeah. I'm shopping around.
Yeah, to go from the most popular stand-up comedian right now to Poob. Yeah, that's
well, and you. Yeah, he'd be coming on here.
He would come over here as a third.
You're going to be playing the role of Brian.
Yeah.
and I assume he's so approachable, he'd just go, okay.
Yeah. He's actually very, very, he's like way funnier than the both of us, but we'd go, the Brian actually doesn't talk a lot.
You're kind of dulling our shine, man.
Yeah.
You're taking the lime off.
Brian's more of a silent role where you're just
Yeah.
supposed to. Brian
Big
was our guy
support
with a
role.
jawline. Brian actually has a pretty killer jawline, and he was just there to look good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, use our John Hamm.
He was.
Yeah, Matt, if you could just kind of shut the fuck up and sit here. Also, don't expect any money. It's unbecoming to ask for money. Yeah. I think Gabe Davis will be hanging out with us at Creator Clash.
Oh, really?
So you'll get to meet him
Yeah.
in person. And,
Yeah, we really hit it off when we talked on Discord.
Okay, I've got no real problem with him in Discord, but it's hard to like play CSGO with a guy and get to judge a character, because if I judged it off that, like, I'd hate a lot of my friends, because it's like they take it's so serious to them.
What, Counter-Strike?
You know, it's competitive. Yeah. But it's hard to like.
Well, surely a
Joke
professional
around.
football player is not a competitive person, so
Yeah.
I'm sure
Surely.
he was very nice.
But I'd say in person he was just very, I don't know, like weirdly just fit in with that group. He's definitely just like a gamer dude.
yeah, he's a young guy that has no real responsibilities in life. Kind of like us.
Devin.
Yeah, Devin.
kind of like that.
Yeah,
So
I'm
they get
sure he
along so
fits
well,
in
yeah.
like a fucking glove.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be at
Nice.
Creator Clash. The problem with Creator Clash is every time I see it on Twitter, it's
getting more grim.
Yeah, it's getting more grim. So we might just be hanging out in Ybor City, which is like, that was kind of fun, but it was also very shady. There's also getting a point where, like, I think at like 2 a.m. in Ybor City, I saw the people just rolling around, like looking for fights. And I was like, I'm 32 at that point. I
remember when Amid was like, I'm going to walk home. And I'm like, no, you're not. We're getting an Uber. And he's like, no, I'm going to walk. And then I asked the guy in the store, I'm like, should he walk home? And he's like, oh, hell no. And Amid's like, oh, I don't care. I like forced him to get in an Uber. And then on the walking path the next day, there's just like bullet casings on the ground. This would have been you, Amid.
I think Ybor City is supposed to be like a historical district, and now it's been turned into like the Wild West or something.
It's like there's like roaming roosters everywhere, and I don't know. I'd be okay maybe checking out a different little area. I know apparently we've got to get an Airbnb soon, because Gabe sent Devin an Airbnb that's like, we should do this one. It's just like a mansion Airbnb. Like, okay, we need to set expectations with budget.
Yeah.
And I would be okay getting a nicer place than
last time.
Usual, but
I'll sleep in the
don't.
fucking dirt. I really don't care. But that's me. That's just
I can make that happen. Yeah.
That's just
The
a
Airbnb we
personal
got in-
preference.
It in Buffalo, we got maybe the worst Airbnb we've ever had, but you're there for one night.
Yeah.
So it's fine. You showed up drunk. It was the only place I've ever been actively worried about, like, I'm probably bringing bed bugs home with me. And I shared a bed with Will, Devin's friend. And it was pretty awesome. So pretty awesome sleeping sitch. 2 otters either side. And it was chill. But I think I'm okay at this point also getting I would like to make the jump to Airbnbs that rely less on bunk beds.
That would be nice.
Because that's every Airbnb I do. It's like, it sleeps 5. You guys are all in bunk beds.
Yeah.
I do, in a way, I like the bunk beds because you get to hang out with your friends. It's like camp.
Yeah, it's like you're 10 again.
Yeah. But in a way, I could almost do for just like a full-size bed that's not on a bunk.
But I'm
beggars
fine
can't be
with that
choosers
decision, and I'm willing to throw money towards it. But I'm not going to be the guy that books it, because last time I got a place, I spent half the time just being like, oh, guys, like, don't put the pizza boxes there, guys. I got to get my deposit back.
Yeah, it does.
Being like the person that ultimately would pay for damages is so fucking annoying, and because then you have to be an adult. I don't want to be an adult. I'm an adult every day. I don't want to be an adult.
I'm bad at charging people. So I don't really want to do. I still haven't charged Devin and Omid for last TwitchCon, the Airbnb, or I think I bought their TwitchCon tickets. I haven't charged anyone for Creator Clash yet. I'll just go into debt before I'm like, hey guys. I brought it up to them casually. But what I normally do is if Devin says something that pisses me off, I'll go, wow, and you haven't even paid me my money yet. And then he'll say, well, if you just told me how much, I'll pay you. I go, it's too late.
You're just going to wait to the point where it's like, it's not even
really bad.
Yeah, it's not even an amount that they're going to pay. It's going to ruin the friendship. When you go like, it's been 7 years, already, you owe me $4,000.
I know. I'm scared it's already hit that point where I'm like, I don't really want to just ask a guy for $900. But like it just doesn't feel like a cool friend move, but also like you owe me that money. And tax season.
I think Omid has done a very similar thing before in the past.
I'm not going to charge him because he hasn't charged me for TwitchCon 2 years ago, but he still holds it over my head sometimes.
Maybe he just likes the leverage.
And I'll say like, I bet they cancel out, and he's like, oh no, mine was way more expensive. I'm like, how much? And he's like, I don't know.
What I would do if I was Devin is I would be the guy that gets the Airbnb, and then that way he isn't just a guy that has leverage against him. He can also have a little bit of leverage.
You know what Devin's done? He's the guy that for 2 years in a row hasn't paid for anything and is silently flying under the radar.
That's smart.
So I think he should buy the next one.
That's smart.
And we'll just call it a wash. But then he'll pick out like, it's a 1-bedroom, 8 bunks tall, 10-foot ceiling, 8 bunk tall. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a bedroom that has like a big dresser in it, and you each get a drawer to lay in.
Yeah. It's a really big dresser though. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the fence about the whole Creator Clash thing. I mean, I'll be going, but like on the fence about whether or not it's going to suck. But you know, as long as you're hanging out with your friends, everything's fun. It doesn't matter.
And also, has it ever been good fight wise?
I know I didn't go to the first one, and the second one, I was like, we walked out halfway through.
We walked out during the Pledge of Allegiance, which is an accidental like almost like political point, but we were just trying to beat traffic.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good look. Everyone was standing up, hats off, and I was like, guys, if we leave right now, we can Uber out of here.
We were on the Jumbotron. They were filming us leaving.
Assholes. It was like Super Mega was singing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
That was like the most dad thing I've ever done. I'm like, traffic's going to be real bad in about 20 minutes.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
We can get ahead of it. I was like, does anyone even care to watch iDubbbz fight? And everyone's like, no.
Yeah, let's get out.
I'm excited for Freddie Wong, former guest, to fight. And then, you know, it's like when we went to his D&D show. We're going so that we can hang out with him after.
What if he gets put into a coma and so like we don't even get to see him? Freddie! And he's just out.
He dies.
Yeah, he's one punch killed.
It could happen to him.
It could.
Here, Freddie, take these leaves before in case you get a headache. That would be awesome. That'd be my biggest fear is getting a boner up there
while you're fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Like get hit a couple times.
Yeah.
The shorts are so tiny. Loose fitting shorts.
How would you get a boner while you're...
No, like if someone slipped me like a Viagra or something.
Yeah.
Well, there's no reason.
Because I feel like when I get like an adrenaline spike, my penis and balls crawls up inside me for protection.
Well, then I guess my biggest fear would be getting pantsed.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd be like, guys, hold on. And I'd just like, come on. hold on. And they'd say like Jumbotron extra zoom in. And I'd be like, guys, come on. That'd be my biggest fear then.
Yeah.
Getting pantsed. Which would be humiliating. And it'd be very hard to disprove.
Yeah.
That's not just what your penis looks like. The adrenaline. It's cold in Tampa.
I remember
Shrunky.
I remember seeing it was just like a clip of Sam Hyde before Creator Clash, and he was just like working a heavy bag, punching it. And like while he was punching, he kept going, "Mommy," and then he would punch. And like saying mommy while punching is so funny to me. Just being like whining mommy while in a fight. And I think if I ever got into a fight, I think I'm going to pull that out.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pull out a mommy cry for help while attacking, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's to say mommy while attacking.
Depends how big the guy is. If he's way bigger, I'm going to pull out hands and all my fucking knees. Please, please, please. Please don't hit me, please. I'll throw out anything. I'm dying. I'm dying. You can't hit me.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Yeah. Pull out my glasses.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Awesome sunglasses.
I didn't say what type of glass.
Yeah.
Ironic sunglasses. The bars with the shades in them.
Shutter shades. Yeah.
You wouldn't hit a guy that looks this fresh, would you?
You know who popularized those?
Kanye.
West, dude. He's such a trendsetter. And now he's bringing back nationalism, or he's got his Hail Hitler song that's out. I keep trying to listen to it, but he keeps getting pulled off of Spotify, off of YouTube. It's been pulled off of everywhere.
I'm sure you've got some sites
that
you can listen to it.
You can find it on Twitter pretty easy.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's about the only place it's still there. But yeah.
Well, I haven't listened to it
yet. You haven't listened to the new Kanye?
I haven't committed. I think I've heard a snippet and it sounded exactly as expected.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
well, you can't accuse him of following trends. That's for sure.
He's definitely setting.
Yeah,
he's attempting to set trends.
He's a culture leader.
But one would almost say that the Heil Hitler was a trend.
Well,
already
fashion cyclical, you could argue.
Oh.
And he's bringing the 30s back.
Ah.
Yeah.
Incredible point. I've invested in this battle of wit. Checkmate. Okay, you win. Yeah, you won.
You know what? Like, I was never interested in Kanye and his antics and everything, but now every time he pops up, I know I'm gonna see his like naked ex-wife walking around with him. And
you have a song about like banging his cousin.
Yeah.
Also,
I gave my cousin head. I gave my cousin head. An insane lyric. But yeah, between that funny song and that. Like Bianca,
his wife's naked
body showing up every time he's in the news. He's got me still kind of interested. You know, all of a sudden I'm becoming a fan. I wasn't a fan. Now I'm a fan. If I get to see a naked lady every time he's there, sure, I'll tune in to see what Kanye's doing.
I've got a website for you.
Yeah.
Porn.
It's regular porn. Yeah, but this is like.
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah,
she's in public.
Yeah. Well, seeing boobs on the internet, if you search for them, I mean, it's what you're going to find. But it's seeing all of a sudden, hey, I'm walking on the streets of Venice.
Yeah.
And
I'm scrolling through public.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden.
I'm in public on Twitter. Yeah. And there's just huge breasts on my screen and a big Nazi flag. And I got to be like, whoa, I'm not like following this. Okay. I'm just like checking
this
it
is
out.
Being thrusted upon me.
Yeah.
And I was smiling because of the breasts, not because of the.
Shock.
Yeah, because of the swastika and stuff. Yeah. He's kind of a little bit crazy. I wonder if he's gonna get it all back.
That would be crazy if he just released like graduation level album. Just next, he's like, "Whoa, I had a little blip there.
Yeah. I'm on meds now, guys."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
That would actually.
And then. Yeah.
That would rock to just see him come back somehow. But I feel like he's too far gone at this point. I think he's lost all of his goodwill.
Yeah.
I think
he's been on a downward trend
for like a decade.
While.
For like a full ass decade. Yeah.
Ever since he interrupted Taylor Swift.
That's when he lost
me. On my hit list.
Yeah. I'm a Swiftie, huge Swiftie. The only other thing in the news that I wrote down besides Kanye and his awesome new album, I didn't write that down, was Joe Biden has ass cancer, I heard, which is now a huge deal. I love how like it came out and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I am so like sorry. I hope a speedy recovery. I hope this is sad. This is very sad because it's like terminal." And then like less than 24 hours passed, and they were like, "Wait a second, I forgot we hate you." And now everybody's attacking him and attacking his wife. Like, "Oh, your doctor? Why didn't you find his asshole cancer?" And
not that kind of doctor. Yeah, but aren't you like fiddling around in his asshole all the time?
Shouldn't you know?
Yeah.
And then they are upset that he didn't disclose his ass cancer earlier. I feel like if my body's eating itself from the inside at my asshole, like the most sacred part of your body,
taking it to the grave.
It's kind of like who I choose to tell is like, sorry, dude. Like, yeah, I'm not going to get up and have like a State of the Union address. Hey guys,
I'm the president.
I have a massive tumor on my prostate and it hurts a lot when I piss and I groan when I piss. No, I'm taking that to the grave. Absolutely, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. My aunt had ass cancer, and
she had prostate cancer.
Maybe it wasn't prostate, but it was something in her butt.
Mm.
And I remember for 1 minute thinking, "That's kind of funny," and then she died of it, and I thought, "That's not funny actually
anymore,
at all."
Yeah.
And no, I'm not making fun of anyone for having ass cancer because I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Well, how old was she?
Like 40.
Yeah, see, that's sad. When Joe Biden dies, even if it's from ass cancer, he's already over the median age limit. Like,
something would have happened.
Yeah, he's fucking old. If he wakes up tomorrow, it's a blessing. He should have died. How old is he?
50.
Biden age. He just looks like he's old as shit, but he's actually...
Yeah, I mean...
He's not that... Oh, he's 82.
Old.
Okay, so he's 4 years past the median life expectancy in the U.S. Yeah, just wrap it up, dude. Be happy with what you got. You live 4 years longer than the average person. But if I was him, I wouldn't have told a soul about my ass cancer. And I would say, I died peacefully from just sleepiness. From sleepy. Yeah.
I took a Viagra and I was banging the shit out of Jill.
Then I had a heart attack.
And my heart popped.
Yeah.
I'm writing this from before I did it because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
We haven't had sex in 40 years. And I took like 20 boner pills that my father-in-law gave me. Banged the shit out of the former first lady. Complete heart pop.
Imagine imagine telling people you have ass cancer and like half the world attacks you over it, like yelling at you that you're not having it the right way. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's also like, I mean, it's not embarrassing to get cancer in any way, but if I were to get cancer, I wouldn't want to have to tell people it's in my ass.
If I was to get cancer, I would hope it's ass cancer. That way I can say I have ass cancer. I feel like
see, that's the difference. I'd rather be like, it's in my, I don't know where's a good place. My hands. It's like
cancer?
It's like in both hands.
Yeah.
It's in the feet. I wouldn't really want throat. That sounds rough.
Yeah.
I think maybe like brain, in the brain.
Cancer of the brain? No, that would scare me. Because then I would think my thoughts would slowly turn cancerous in nature. I would slowly. What if I got cancer What if I got cancer in the brain and they were like, "Oh my God, stage 4," and like as it progressed, like I got nicer and nicer, and I was actually just like a better person.
Good morning, honey.
Yeah. I love you
want me
all.
to help you today?
Yeah.
Do you need any help around the house? We can take the tumor out. No.
He's like, no. Get him on just enough that he's in sort of remission and then stop right before it's gone, and we'll see if it takes his mind back over.
I think he'd want to go out quicker and nicer and live a long, evil life.
Yeah.
It'd also be cool if brain cancer made you like evil. Like the cancer takes over and you've got like black robes and a wizard beard.
Oh, like
necromancer
like theatrically evil. Yeah.
Yeah. Like your eyebrows like go
yeah,
up and evil.
Yeah, they curl up and And I spend a lot of time brooding my magic orb in my office. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty badass. But they don't have cancers like that. You need to keep your fucking head in reality. All there is ass cancer.
Oh, this is bad.
Bad. Just bad ass cancer. Yeah. I think they're also mad at him for having dementia. And I'm like, he's 82. He's literally a feeble old fucking man. Yeah.
I have no idea like when he got diagnosed or any like when.
What, with ass cancer or dementia?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with like if you're like a president and then you start like having a mental slide? Do you think they should broadcast that to everybody? Like, hey, the guy running our country is actually kind of losing it.
I don't know. I don't think if like you have straight up dementia, I don't think you should be president.
Yeah.
But also you got like a month left. I'd be like, just put him in the back and just. He's already not doing all this shit. Like, we'll take care of it, and then we'll just kind of let him slide into retirement.
Yeah.
But if it's like week 1 of your presidency and you're like, where am I? They should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
But
there was someone that I think a really fucked up one was like, I think it was Wilson. He had like a stroke. Woodrow Wilson. I think he had like a stroke or something and was just like basically incapacitated. And his wife took over and did most of the
cool
stuff. Well, I don't think that's cool at all. She wasn't elected. At least get the vice president to take over. He was on the ticket, you know. I think he should take over. But I think the real moral of the story is that
strong man.
Don't be surprised when your 70-something-year-old president has dementia. Yeah. I think it's a real takeaway.
Elect younger.
Yeah. Because I see a lot of people go like, oh, Biden has dementia. And then other people on the other side like, oh, but what about Trump? His mind is obviously failing. I'm like, stop electing fucking old ass grandpas.
What about all these other politicians that are even older? Yeah.
Because like, I don't know about you guys, but I have old people in my life. Once people hit like 70, tell me if I'm wrong here. When you talk to them, they have good days and they have bad days. It doesn't matter who they are. Once you're at 70, you have days where you're great and it's just like when you were young. But then also you just have days where you're like, I can't remember shit. And I'm like, I just need to sit in my recliner for a while and eat my pudding pops.
See, I want to disagree, but also I don't think I've spent every day with someone that old. And I've probably just seen them on their good days, but
they can usually.
Don't we all, even at our age, don't we have good days and bad days?
That's true. That's true. Me and Abby took a little vacation out of town.
So true.
And when we came back, I was like, I've socialized and hung out with someone enough. I need like probably 48 hours where I just brood to myself until I can recollect and recharge my batteries. That's just how it is. That's how I am after TwitchCon. I don't want to talk to a fucking soul when I get back. I like go crawl in my little hole.
I thought Kid President did a great job. And I'd be interested in lowering the age.
We'd be getting into a lot of wars if we had like a kid president.
It depends, like what kind of kid.
I mean, like a Sid from Toy Story. He would be like,
well, they wouldn't elect
him. Of course, we're not going to go to war with like China. They have a lot of people, but like, why not a small country? Like, why we could
the country you're talking about today,
Azerbaijan. Why not Azerbaijan? Yeah. We could nuke them no time.
They have all the shrimp.
All the shrimp farmers from Azerbaijan.
We need their resources. I like shrimp.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that fucking TikTok page? You guys need to check out Children of Khan. It's like a completely AI
checkout.
Yeah. It's like a completely AI generated merch store, but they also have a TikTok page where they make like YouTube edits for their merchandise, and they're fucking funny. They're just super funny.
Good merch.
Yeah.
We should do Fables merch and just steal all their designs. I'm planning something big.
Yeah, they have a shirt that just has Yakub wearing it, and it just says, I'm planning something big.
It's an awesome shirt, honestly, if it's real.
Yeah, that's a legendary shirt. That's good.
You could basically recreate that picture, too. Kind of got a Yakub thing going on.
I went to school with a kid that was in special ed that the back of his head went back really far, like a xenomorph, like an alien.
Yeah.
But I wish I did have like the Yakub where it went out like that. Like he has a very like,
yeah.
And then his hair is just on top.
Yeah.
And I think if you're born with that look, I think you're kind of pigeonholed into being a mad scientist. It's probably not what he chose in life. Yakub probably wanted to be a good guy. And then, it's just
I wanted to be the next Pee Wee Herman.
He looked in the mirror and said, "Now I have to be an evil scientist," or as I view him, our grand creator. It's more positive light, but probably the same thing with like Thanos. I think he's like the only purple freak on his planet, and then he was like, "I look all different," and they probably hate me.
Like Josh Hamm was like, "I wanted to do ballet." They're like, "No, you look like a frat torturer." Haley Joel Osment, "I wanted to be a decent person." Nope, you look like a fat animal. And you're a piece of
Your
shit.
face is too small for your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, what you're gonna do is get a bunch of DUIs and not go on podcasts.
That's what his manager told him. He didn't. He wanted to be. I
want to do podcasts.
No. Haley, let me tell you, I'm gonna get you headlines. Okay, I'm gonna get you headlines.
I got a piece of shit thing going on.
You're gonna break bad.
Former star.
You're not gonna go on podcasts. You're gonna call the police Nazis and then call them that other word that I can't say on this podcast. But I say a lot in my private
That probably
life.
tore him up. That probably tore him up. Because I know deep down he loves this shit.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I wonder if that could be like a PR stunt, but it doesn't benefit him in any way. I did hear like a crazy conspiracy theory.
I'm still here.
I heard a crazy conspiracy theory about which one of the Paul brothers filmed the dead body in Japan? Logan Paul? Okay. Guys, once again, before I start, disclaimer here. This is wild conjecture, okay? But the theory is...
You can't sue us.
Can't sue us. I said wild conjecture. Right before he went to Japan and did that vlog, he got picked up by, I think someone told me it was a Whitney Cummings PR firm. No, it's not that one. It's a different, like basically PR manager. And they were already in cahoots to do the boxing thing, right? With KSI.
Mm-hmm.
And so Logan went to Japan. He filmed the dead body, and it made him like a household name overnight. YouTube did not ban him for some reason. The Japanese authorities said they went out there and didn't find a body. They never found a body there. So people are suspecting that it was a PR stunt where because they blurred out the body. Like you couldn't actually tell it was one. They suspect that they hung up something, filmed it, knowing it would get backlash. YouTube didn't ban him because they're the ones that were doing the pay-per-view hosting of the fight between him and KSI. They had a vested interest in him not getting banned. Probably they were in cahoots setting up the whole thing. They probably knew from the beginning.
Working with Japan.
Yeah. Well,
to get tourism to that forest.
I don't know if Japan fits in there in any way, except for them going, there was no body there.
They're probably behind it all.
Yeah. But that was the conspiracy theory. And I thought that actually, the only thing that makes sense there is that I feel like I could get banned for a lot less than filming a dead body and putting it on YouTube.
But also it's the scales of popularity.
Yeah. If you get
a lot of popular people don't get banned for
doing horrible stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like John Hamm claw hammering that guy's balls and setting him on fire. I do that straight to the slammer. John Hamm does that.
Prison for life.
He gets a show. It's probably the jawline. I don't think it was the popularity. It's just the jawline.
I said, you've got like a Mad Men look and not prison. You're too hot for prison.
And then they give me the option. The judge goes, is this guy a possible cast member for Mad Men? No, he goes straight to prison. Straight to prison.
Your options are kill yourself or suicide by cop. What do you want?
They take those like.
Do you want us to find something on your computer and then you kill yourself, or do you want a suicide by cop? Man.
Those aren't good options.
You want to be an internet pervert? No, not really. Okay, then kill yourself by a cop.
Does it have to be by cop?
Yeah. Can I do it myself? No.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start at the legs. They're gonna work their way up.
Shoot my feet all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dance, bam, right in the foot. Oh God. Has that ever happened where someone tried to make someone dance by shooting around them and they just blast their kneecap off?
I'm sure. I think there's been a movie where they go like dance and I think it was like Once Upon a Time in the West or 1,000 Ways to Die in the West or whatever, that shitty Seth MacFarlane movie.
Oh, and they just shoot him right.
Just shoot him right in the feet. Funny. It was like a Western comedy like that, so I think it's that one.
Yeah, well, it's a funny idea.
It's a funny idea. Yeah.
So I'm glad it's happened.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap this up because it is now 5:22 in the PM, and I gotta go upstairs and put together some sort of delicious dinner. And by put it together, I mean I'm Abby's sous chef, and she goes, "You're in my fucking way, okay? Chop up these vegetables and get the fuck out of the kitchen." And I go, "I love you, honey." And then before I eat it, I gotta find my weed. The classic.
I'm gonna crank Dynamo.
Oh yeah, to power your house. You gotta get back to the slave
Love
cage.
The sound of Dynamo.
You gotta turn it. You gotta get a gearbox and turn it into a big hamster wheel. So
that'd be cool. That'd be because I need to work out too.
And I feel like on a round ball like that, you could perfect running on all fours.
Needs to work out too, so I could throw him in there.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm out.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You got anything you want to say? Anything cool?
Yeah. This was the evil episode. This was awesome.
I think mostly us talking about cocks and stuff at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, this will be out like really early in the month, and this will the next one.
We recorded on the 15th, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it's not out that late, then install it.
Yeah.
Really should have been.
I know there's like a text over us right now saying like, these guys are fucking worms and I'm going to kill them one way or another.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching
Bye.
or listening.